Can you talk about the cost of living in Australia? What is the absolute minimum to live there? Well, I mean, I can tell you about what I currently experience. My rent costs me 824 Australian dollars per month. I don't know what that works out to per week, 200 and something dollars if you average it out. So it's quite expensive. That's living in the centre, or at least near the centre of Melbourne. So if you were to move to Melbourne, it would cost you between, I think, $800 and $1,000 per month, a month, to live in the city, to live near the city. The further you move out, the cheaper it gets. So I would imagine you'd be paying between $100 and $200 per week wherever you live in Australia. You'd be pressed to find somewhere cheaper than that. Food-wise, I think groceries, or how much I would spend on food each week, would probably be between $100 and $200 per week on food. That includes obviously eating out, getting takeaway, all that sort of stuff, but you know, you could probably squeeze by on $20 to $40 a day for food, so it's about the same as rent again. So I would imagine that if you guys came to Australia and wanted to aim for a certain income, the bare minimum would be probably $1,600 to $2,000 per month Australian. So that's probably about 1,000 euros to 1,500 euros per month, maybe a bit less. And American dollars wise, probably about the same, maybe a bit more, $1,000 to $1,500. So it's not too bad, it's not too bad. The good thing, I guess, about living in Melbourne is I don't own a car, so I don't have to worry about that because, well, it's expensive. I walk everywhere. I can use public transport in the city for free. But yeah, the cost of living, it is high, it is expensive. But if you get a job, for instance, I'll tell you how much I make at the restaurant. I make about $24 per hour at the restaurant. So if you get a hospitality job, you will make between $19 to $25 an hour, depending on the restaurant that you work at. So yeah, you can get jobs that will pay pretty well for labour for that kind of work. Is that 24 after tax, before tax? That's how much I would make before tax. And I guess the thing here, I'm not sure what it is for foreigners, but for me, the tax-free threshold is $18,000 a year. I imagine it's the same for you guys. You would come to Australia and, like me, you would be taxed each week. So you would have a certain amount of tax taken out of your income, and the business will do this wherever you're hired, and that's under the assumption that you're getting paid on the books. So if you're not on the books, you're getting cash in hand, and so you'll get 100% of what you earn, but it's illegal and they will pay you less in order to do that because they take out the tax themselves. If you get taxed, you won't, or you should, I'm not sure, I think it's the same for foreigners, but the threshold is $18,000. So you shouldn't be taxed on anything less than $18,000. So that means that if the government takes the money, when you do your tax return, they'll give it back to you. So you'll get everything back that you were taxed up to $18,000. So that's what I'm looking forward to this year. I should get some money back.
G'day guys, thanks for watching the video. Remember, if you want to support the channel financially, you can do so via my Patreon page, which is linked in the description below. If you can't afford to support the channel financially, you can still help by spreading the word and sharing the videos. Thanks so much guys, stay awesome, all the best.